failure recovery functions. A database is shared and used in common. Because of this, when a failure occurs, there is the possibility of influencing the entire information system. When this happens, it is important to remove the cause of the failure and to restore it to the point where it was, down point, just before it went down. These functions are called failure recovery functions. Failures can be separated into physical failures and logical failures. Media and device failures are physical failures. Abnormal shutdowns of programs due to software bugs and deadlocks are logical failures. When a failure occurs, the cause has to be detected and eliminated. The failed database has to be restored to the point in time, down point, when it went down. This is not simple. It requires special processing, failure recovery processing. Failure recovery requires the prior collection of specific data during the operations of the database. Data for failure recovery processing are divided into backup data and journal data. 1. Restoring from backup data. Backup data is the content of the database that was saved to magnetic tape, etc. at a certain point in time. When failure, especially media failure, occurs, if the media is preloaded after being repaired, the database can be restored to the point at which the data was saved. Two. Recovery with journal data. Journal data is needed to quickly restore the database to the point right before the failure occurred. Because of this, each time the database is updated, update histories, pre-update journal, post-update journal, are collected and recorded chronologically. This kind of history is called a journal file, or a log file. There are two methods of processing and using journal data for failure recovery processing. One is rollback processing, and the other is roll forward processing. A. Rollback processing. The undo log, or pre-update journal, is used for processing mainly in logical failures, such as the processing for canceling deadlocks. Assume that immediately after program A updated a record in file B, an abnormal shutdown occurred. It is caused by the fact that the database system performed a forced shutdown of the program to cancel a deadlock. In this case, simply re-executing the action will cause a lost update in the file. Because of this, it is necessary to invalidate the processing of program A to the point where the abnormal shutdown occurred. In other words, file B needs to be returned to the state it was in before the update. Using the undo log file for processing in this way is called rollback processing. B. Roll forward processing. This processing uses the redo log, post-update journal, and the backup data. It is used in the case of physical failures, such as media failures. When the disk that holds the database fails, the data on that disk is lost. When this happens, the disk is exchanged with another, and the failed disk is repaired. Next, in order to recover the data is restored from the backup database. Data is restored to the point where the database was saved. However, The data modified after the database was saved is not restored in this step. In roll-forward processing, the update content, redo log, after the database was saved is used to restore the condition to the point right before the disk failure.